It's the Dolphin. Let's go ahead and set this aside. We have the h87 thin A. It's from Alhex. And we have some of the things from him we're going to check out. We also have a TX plate. So maybe we should look at that first. I don't even know. I've got so much stuff that came in this week. Let's go ahead and check out the PCB first. So this is the h87a thin. So the idea behind this thing, maybe I can find let me get the link for it. Eat My Poopy Pie says, not to sound racist, but is Lin Lin a real name or more of an online handle? Good question. With Asians, we don't know because it could be a real name. That's the thing. Right, like I had friends whose initials were KKK, for example, right? It'll be something like Ku Ka Ken, right? That could be a Chinese name, Ku Ka Ken, and you know, it's like ooh. So. Remind me again, what's your favorite color? Oh, I just like white for the purity. Whoa, okay, bro. Anyway, so it could be a real name or it could just be an online. I don't know, because the thing is, it could actually be a real name. That's I mean, I had friends whose last names were KOK, so that's the last name, and it's pronounced Cock. So yes, their last name is Cock. So I kind of got lucky, you know. I got a hard to pronounce last name, but at least it doesn't sound like anything terrible. Okay, so you can see that this PCB is pretty warped. Look at that. Speaking of cocks. Hi. Yes. Leans quite a bit. Yeah, so hopefully this thing is actually usable. So it's supposed to be a thin PCB. Let me grab a standard one to compare. Yeah, this thing is pretty warped. Like, just look at this. Where's this? I believe is a standard. And let me give you the link to where you can read about this thing or buy it. Okay, so the first place you want to go to is the... I'll put the link in chat. I believe you can buy it from Novel Keys. Okay, so use code 001 at checkout and Wei will hug and pet his 3D printed action figure. Anything. Oh yes. What do you think of the cuts in the Polaris PCB to make it uber flexy? I think that some of the things they're doing is kind of strange. Some. Like, for example, flex cuts and plates. You know, you're better off doing that somewhere else. You know, you're better off trying to do other things to have flex. And the thing is, it's just funny because people will have really flexible PCBs and then they use these brass plates of them. It's like, you just defeated the purpose of a flexible plate. I've seen PBT straighter than that. Maybe the PCB is made of PBT. Okay, so if you go to hineybush.com, you'll see, so yeah, normal 1.6, and then there's a thin. It will allow for more flex. And it's 1.2 millimeters instead of 1.6. And then I think you can't buy them from Hineybush anymore, so but you could buy them from Novel Keys. They're still in stock actually. So you can buy the Alps version, there's a thin version, there's the standard. The thin one is more expensive. Huh. So, yeah, so you can read up on this thing over here. Truffle KB says, Anthony, you're picking up a thermal. I'm not. I hope someone will buy one and send it to me, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not buying one for myself. I am really excited to see the plate in action. The design is not for me though. It's definitely cool. It's great to see some actual innovation in this hobby. And something different from the stupid gasket mounts that we're seeing everywhere. Yeah, because this one should actually flex. What else? Any chance this stream you'll be able to show us some of your favorite or high-end boards? My favorite boards? Okay, so yeah, so I'm not joining thermal, and this also answers that question. The thing I'm waiting for is the E7, not E7, what am I saying? The 7V from Gawk, my good friend Gawk. I'm really excited for that one. So that's all I care about right now. That's the only board I'm even considering buying. And because if it's really good, I might pick up two, maybe, I don't know. What do you think of GMK 808? Definitely cool, but I mean, I don't think I'll be buying it. I wouldn't even know what to use it with, honestly. Yeah, it is supposed to be boop, yes. That's kind of, it has the a kind of Victoria's Secret type of theme to it. Okay, so this is the standard Hineybush PCB or h87a. This is the thin. Alright, see, so this one's made in China and this one's made in America. I'm just kidding. It's actually, I will say it's actually insane because when I go back, the couple of times I've been back, it just surprises me how I'm often the fattest guy in the room. You know, whereas over here, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm this puny guy, you know. Yeah, I go back home like, oh my god, I need to lose weight tonight. Okay, so this is the h87a thin, and you can see that the regular has RGB LEDs underneath. This one doesn't. And so one thing that's important about this one, so you'll see that these things are included. You may be wondering what the hell those are. These are actually so that the stabilizers can hold on to the PCB. Because when it's thinner, the PCBs are, you know, they will be loose. Because the PCB is too thin for it. So this is just a spacer so that the PCB has a way to grip onto the PCB. I think a great thermal red plate for Honeywell. Nah, I'm not a big fan of having your keyboard look exactly like your key set. Because the thing is, the colors are not going to match perfectly, so you end up with 6 colors, basically. 6 different shades. So, not a big fan of that. One thing you could do, one thing that I like doing is, for example, say Honeywell is gray, white, and then red accent, right? So what I would prefer is, instead of buying a keyboard that's white, gray, and red, I'll buy a keyboard that's red, and then use Honeywell but without the red accents. So I think that would look better than just having a keyboard that's, you know, white, gray, and red, and then you put a white, gray, and red set on it. Gas command, Holy Panda, how much I can fit in one board? Yeah. Not a Honeywell plus hot pink keyboard. Yeah, GMK 808 could be nice with a pink keyboard. Really looking as much as I can because I spend 10 plus hours a day on a keyboard. Yeah, I mean, good place to ask questions. You know, because we actually can go through most of them in here. Let's see. Keyboard split. I'm not a big fan of those types of split keyboards. I think that the thing is, it's not for me. Maybe it is for some people, but you have to understand they are a fringe group, and I think that I'm for those keyboards you're mostly going in for just the layouts really. You're not really paying for, you know, an elevated typing experience. Alex says, I thought the thin had the tiny RGB LEDs. Oh, does it? Maybe it does. Oh, it does. You know what? I made a mistake. It does have the tiny RGB LEDs. Oh, wow. I made a mistake. Wow, those things are really tiny. I thought they were just diodes or something. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. These things are the LEDs. That's insane. It's actually insane how tiny these things are. Okay, maybe it'll look pretty nice. Okay, so let's plug it in. H87 thin A. Look at that. It's lit. Ha ha ha. So does it have the same number of LEDs? Because I know these sides have 2 more, right? You can see this has 3 on the side, this has 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so in total it has the same number of LEDs, right? So it has 1 less, 1 fewer. Do people say that? 1 fewer LED? No, that sounds weird. 1 less LED on the top and bottom, but on the sides you get 1 more. So yeah, so total number of LEDs stays the same, but you get better distribution on the sides, maybe, sort of. Distribution is not completely even, at least from what I can tell. You can see that this side, the gap is bigger than this one. This is like 40% bigger than this gap over here. So that's the PCB. We're gonna test this out eventually, but yeah, so this is supposed to, well, it is more flexible, right? But this thing's already worked. Turn them off always. Yeah, I turn all my LEDs off too. That's why I didn't even realize that my 060 PCB is busted. One corner doesn't light up at all anymore. I didn't even realize that because I just never turn on the RGBs. Yeah, I kind of regret getting a PCB because I never even used the RGB on it. Okay, so let's put this away. This RGB only see my keys when I'm doing stuff at night. The thing is, that's always kind of been kind of a weird part for me because I think usually at night my monitor is bright enough where it lights up the keyboard anyway, so I don't really need anything to light the board up most of the time. Okay, so we have the PCB, thin PCB, and then the salamander. That's the thing that we're all here for, and some other stuff too.